Hello everyone, we're the team who is strongly convinced that it's not good to skip the class, and we're going to present you why we think that skipping the class will never be a good thing and why you really shouldn't do that. So we will present you our different arguments in the first time, and then we will develop each of them in order to convince you for sure, and I'm sure that by the end of this presentation you will think that skipping the class is the worst thing to do. So we have three different topics. The first one is respect. When we talk about respect concerning skipping the class, we divided this part in three different kind of respects. First, you should respect your parents who are paying and educating you to go to school. I mean, some of you maybe you took credit or loan to the bank to come here, so when we talk about the parents, we talk more about the people who are actually paying for your studies. Then the teacher, and finally the friends and your classmates. So concerning your parents, your parents every day are working, earning money, and this money is involved in your university. They are paying for you to be here, and so if you're not coming, it's like throwing this money by the window. I mean, the cost won't be cheaper if you don't go to university. I come from France, and in France it's very expensive to study in some universities, and so I made this calculation a few years ago that each class in France, 1 hour costs approx 36 euros. What I mean is, like, if I skip one course of 3 hours, it's almost 100 euros thrown by the window. And I don't want to think about my mom hardworking, in her office, doing that for nothing. So I think this is the first respect I want to talk about. Concerning the teacher is paid to be here, she studied to be here, she woke up this morning to be here, and what if no one is there to listen what she has to teach you? I think you have to respect her work. It's like if you go to a restaurant and that the cooker cooks something for you and that you say, no, I don't even want to try it. I think it's something that is not respectful at all. And finally, your friend and classmate, because let's be honest, when you skip class, you will obviously send a text to your friend, hey, by the way, is there homework for the next class? Did we study something very important? Did I miss some very important info? So what I mean is, like, when you don't go to class, you expect that someone will be there for you and will give you all the information. So that's kind of being selfish, of not assuming your responsibilities when you don't go to class. If you don't go to class, then don't ask for the homework, don't ask for what have been studying during this session, and assume till the end that you make the choice that you want to skip that class and don't know anything about what's going on there. So I think that's it concerning respect. You can go to the next slide. We just wanted, no, the one before, thanks. We just made a little comparison concerning the price. It's quite funny. It's like we made a calculation about how expensive is it in Taiwan to study in 1 hour. I won't go into the details that time, we'll go further next time. But let's just say that in a private university, if you skip 3 classes, it's like if you were throwing the money by the window, which represent 9 lunch boxes. I mean, 1 class, 3 lunch boxes. So it's an equivalence that can make you think about it. And now I'm gonna let my teammates speak and present your second big argument to tell you why you should not skip class.
Thank you, Lucas. And following, I will tell you the result of speaking the class. First, if you speak the class, you will not understand the course and the teachers taught in the class, or you can't catch the next lesson because you didn't went to the class and know the information about the class. And the second one, you may get bad grade because you didn't attend the class last week or many times. And the third, it may lead bad record in your resume. So when you go to the company and receive a interview, so your boss may ask you why your grade is so bad. But I think it's not the most important things, but it may be a disadvantage for your interview.
Thank you. And after the 2 big arguments proposed by my teammates, the third point of our team is going to oppose the resolution. It is going to do the counter-argument part. And one reason stated by the affirmative team is that we skip the classes because we are feeling weak or we are having the society activities. It can simply be solved by you can ask for sick leave or ask for absent leave. so that you can skip the classes in a formal way instead of skip the classes in an informal way. And the second reason proposed by the affirmative team is that the classes are boring. And our team thinks that we can give responses to the teachers in classes so that you can learn more new things during the interaction between our teachers and us. And the third point is that proposed by the other team is that we can have the free will to skip the classes, but our team think that it is a difference between we can skip the classes and it is a difference between it is appropriate to skip the classes. So we think you can choose to skip the classes, but it is not appropriate to skip the classes. And from this chart, we can see that it is around 1/3 of the interviewers thinks that it is actually the other reasons are not important, and it is only about you need more sleep. For the reason is you just need more sleep, and so you skip the classes. And so to conclude that is that with our team thinks the first reason is that we need to respect our teacher, parent, and also our classmates. And the second reason is that we did not skip the classes because there is a bad influences it will bring to us if we skip the classes. And the third reason is that the opposing arguments proposed by our teams. So our team thinks we should not skip the classes.
Thank you for your attention.
Thank you for